Welcome to Well Tubed. I'm Sharpo.
I'm Jason.
And here are the top videos we're watching today.
Check them out.
We watch a lot of YouTube videos and we talk about them.
Right.
Because that's, high concept. So this is my Gorn shirt. Did I mention?
And it literally says it on the shirt.
That's right. I'm the Gorn. I am the Gorn.
And this is the interesting thing, though. Fight. For people who may not know the Gorn, I think that would be an interesting...
Well, bring me this picture of Trek. This poster here. This was given to me by Joseph, my stepson, many years ago for a holiday. And you can see I'm a bit of a Trekkie.
You are.
You see that? A bit of a Trekkie. And there you have the original cast members, right? And I was actually on Star Trek.
Really?
I was in an episode of Voyager, an episode called Fair Trade. I was the map dealer. Yep. I'm in Memory Alpha, which is a Wikipedia about Star Trek.
You're in the Star Trek universe.
I had like 3 lines. They gave me co-star billing and above scale pay.
Oh, whoa.
Uh-huh. And it was maybe the highlight of my television work in the 1990s. No, never. I loved all of it. I love being in the house. I'm not going to, that's narcissistic. Let's talk about Trek. So the Gorn, the Trek, there's a great WTF video or just for fun video that I made on the Sharpo channel about avoiding planet Earth until the 23rd century.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Yeah.
I think we,
so you
we have to put that
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta watch that.
But you're not really well tuned if you talk about your own videos.
I still think it would be interesting.
It's short. I play Kirk and I play Spock. Our mission is to explore strange new worlds. But Spock, Earth has become so strange itself. What do you suggest in all your logic? The most logical thing to do would be to avoid planet Earth until the 23rd century, when it becomes more civilized. Live long and prosper. Fiction, fan-made film, not advert, so don't come after me with the Paramount people, or CBS, or whatever. Anyway, so I do this, and I do a lot of looking very constipated. It's fun,
Captain Kirk. Was that your favorite Trekkie captain?
Yes, but I can't, and people say, but who's your, do you like Kirk or Spock? That's the argument, not Kirk or Picard.
What's wrong with Picard?
I love Picard, but my Trek was the original Trek. I'm old.
Well, it doesn't. I feel like the Star Trek universe. There's variety there. There could be there could be people who appreciate and like Kirk, but from a standpoint, if you were stuck on the Enterprise, who would you want? Not who you like to watch, but who do you think would be a great captain to get you through a situation?
Wow. Well, I would say that when you have Picard, you basically have Kirk and Spock in one being. When you have Kirk alone, you have wild cowboy in outer space with good instincts and a lot of luck, like the James Bond of space, but you add in the secret weapon of the Vulcan, and then you have tremendous confidence in that team. So, and Spock by himself is an interesting thing because not sure that he's got the leadership qualities, which is on display in the new movies. In the show, his brilliant mind, but it's almost like the alpha and beta. He doesn't have that wolf in him. But Kirk has the wolf, and Spock is a gentle soul. Not that he couldn't kick anyone's ass.
Right, it's Spock. You're right. Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't want to bring this up to be narcissistic and talk about my own video.
No.
I wanted to talk about this other guy who we'll have to find a link and then put it in after, because right now we're just riffing.
Yeah.
He did a video about all the different parallel parallel Earth episodes in the original series. Now, this to me I want to say, is this just for fun or is this for learning? Okay, because basically it goes through the various, all the planets that the original series episode visited that were parallel Earths. Whether one was when they went down to an actual parallel Earth that which had tried to cure disease in the 20th century, but wound up anyone over, like, once they hit puberty, they died in a horrible disease death. Okay. But they lived as kids for centuries before that happened. Okay. So that was an interesting. So for me, those are mind-bending learning things.
Right.
You go, well, that could. With the whole.
Where did that come from? Like, it's things that make you go.
And there was another one where it was like Rome never fell. It was 20th century Rome or 20th, So they visited, and it was like they had like car commercials for the Jupiter, but it was all Roman.
Right, yeah,
and they had to go fight as gladiators, but they were thrown to the lions and all. There was one, the Omega Glory episode they talked about. It's all in this guy's video, and he's very meticulous. I love the video because he's meticulous in his detail, his knowledge of Trek, and then he goes into depth about the
like the subject or like
the possibility of such things happening. So okay, the Omega Glory is the communists won. And the nuclear holocaust against the Yangs and the Combs. The Yangs were the Yankees and the Combs were the communists. But they were so far removed over centuries from the nuclear fallout that they didn't know anything. And that's the one where Kirk picks up the Constitution as they bring it in, total parallel, and they're reading it like weird, like they don't know, it's just words. And he says, "We the people, these words must stand for everyone." And it's so
interesting.
And how but by the time they were visiting all of them, the first time it was like they couldn't believe they found a parallel Earth. But then by the 10th one, they're like, "Oh, it's another Earth."
It's
Earth
like 10.
Earth. You're right. So highly recommend. I give it 2 thumbs up for this guy. Linked below. Star Trek Parallel Worlds episodes of the original series.
And if you're a Trekkie, I think you'll get even more out of it. But if not, it seems like something interesting just to
Well, it's mind opening. It's
it's just interesting to see.
Were you a fan of Sliders? Do you remember the show?
I remember the show. I like the concept. Oh. The concept was great.
Yeah. You didn't like the execution?
I didn't watch the show. I wasn't. Although now, that you bring it up, it's like it is one of those things where I think I want to go back and watch.
You can see that on the Peacock app. Okay. So it's free with commercials on Peacock. You can watch those on your phone, which is great.
And the concept was they basically slid into different time periods?
Yeah, Quinn Mallory, a young college student genius, discovers a portal to another dimension, but didn't realize it was set to a timer. And they missed the first window, so then they were lost on this timer thing, and every time the timer would be up, they would slide, but they never got back to the same Earth.
Oh,
so it would hundreds and hundreds of Earths. And sometimes the slide, they would say, "Okay, we have 2 days here." Other times, we have 20 minutes here. Other times, we're going to be here for 6 months. It was whatever the timer happened to land.
That's how long you were.
Right. And this was the multiverse theory when it was, still
relatively new.
Relatively new to the pop culture. Yeah. So, fabulous stuff, mind-opening stuff, and of course, all the scientists talk about every event creates a new timeline, which is a multiverse. It is so. There's the timeline where you got a flat tire on your way here and didn't get here this morning, and then that is happening somewhere in the cosmos.
That changes.
You see, right? And so every time we make a decision of consequence, or maybe even no consequence, where
it affects the timeline.
Right. And in fact, there is a trying to remember this theory, but it says that you never die. You always wind up in the universe where you didn't die. All the deaths happen to the alternative use.
That is interesting. Have you seen? Well, I'm sure the Marvel Cinematic Universe does it, but Loki.
I haven't watched Loki. Nora and Benny love Loki. Benny and his mom, my son and his mother love Loki, and they love watching it. And Owen Wilson, just mind blowing in his ability to now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But no. But tell me.
So it literally deals with that. It's basically there's, not to give anything away or whatever, but there's an institution called like the Time. It's the TVA, the Time, something authority.
Okay.
And they're in charge of all the different timelines.
I see.
But if someone messes something up, like what you're saying, it affects the other timelines, and now they've got to go back and fix those. And there's some point where he goes, to
great
Pompeii.
Star Trek novel, by the way, called The Entropy Effect. I think it was James Blish. Don't recall. Don't yell at me. But it was where there was a time problem. Spock goes back in time to fix it, but every time he goes back in time to fix it, a new problem happens.
Yes,
so you can never ever heal it because you're constantly and I think he started running into all the other Spocks that were back in time trying to fix things, and it just keeps spreading thinner and thinner and thinner. That's what's going on.
Well, kind of, because there's one point where they're like, where he goes back to Pompeii, and he's like, "What if I warn everyone?" And they were like, "You can't warn everyone because that changes the thing." And he's like, he's like, "I will prove that it doesn't." And so it's two different opinions, and it's an interesting concept.
Well, it's a fantastic concept, and it shows. I wanted to say fabulous. It was fantastic. Fabulastic, fantabulistic. That's right. It was. It goes up on the thumbamometer. Remember that?
That's right. Let's do it.
I don't know if it was a really good meme.
Let's try it one more time.
Thumbamometer. I'm not sure. You tell us. Do you like the thumbamometer, or should we just call it a thumbs up or thumbs down? Because that would be like regular people talking.
Give the
I'm trying to be hip and cool.
You can give the thumbamometer a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Exactly. Fantastic. All right, so let's put this whole Trek conversation and that video about the multiverse, the parallel universe Star Trek thing. Let's talk about it as a learning episode.
Star Trek was about, which is the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. Star Trek was more educational, more explorational, sort of.
Well, the tricorder is your phone. There's an iTab, so tablet. The flip phone, Kirk's was the Razor phone.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We Picard with his make it so with the touching his thing there to talk. But we have Bluetooth stuff now. It's all. They're now talking about transporting physical objects through time and space, like the transporter on Star Trek. They're talking about breaking light speed, the warp barrier, wormholes, and all this stuff started in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right. When Star Wars has a different mysticism that I find equally valuable. The science is ridiculous, the planet killer and the sun destroyers and that. But what's not ridiculous to me is the Force as a thing that surrounds us and is in us and it binds us. To me that's all about everything being connected. And all is one and one is all kind of a thing. So I think all that goes way back to like Hermetic thought, which I'm a fan of. So there you go. So I think So Star Trek is more science. Star Wars is more fantasy.
But they're both, because I know there's probably some people out there who are choosing sides or whatever.
They're always choosing sides, which is crazy. Shatner and Hamill are friends.
Yes, did you see the commercial?
And Fisher, Carrie Fisher and Shatner were friends too. So
there's a funny Mark Hamill and
Shatner.
No, Picard commercial. It was interesting. But you can be fans of both. I like them both.
Why not?
There's no rule that says you can't.
No rule. Maybe that's a good place to call it.
I think so.
So I feel like we've had a great conversation. Fantastic. I hope you came with us for it.
Yeah.
I hope you feel a little bit more well-tubed as a result, or that you're interested in watching some videos. And comment below. Tell us what you're liking about what we're doing here, what you hate. Visit our website, sharpo.com, for great live entertainment. And tell us what you want us to look at.
Yeah.
We'll watch videos. I mean, don't spam us with links, man. But if you have like a direction you want us to go with, with either one for fun, one for learning, or one for WTF,
let us know.
That's it. I'm Sharpo.
I'm Jason.
And this is Well Tubed.
See ya.
I am Mr. Spock.
I'm Jason.
It would be illogical to not be excited about the new Star Trek series.
There's a lot of things that are illogical right now.
Oh, grow up, Jason. Grow up. We're trying to do something here.
Seriously.
Take it seriously.
Okay, I am.
I think I really look like Nimoy. Don't you
There's
think I
the
look a
eyebrow.
lot like Spock?
Did the eyebrow.
The original Spock?
The original Spock.
Mr. Spock. Watch this one. Fascinating. Interesting. Tricorder readings suggest that you are not taking this seriously. Mind melt.
The Vulcan craziness.
That was the mind melt.
Oh, that's what. That's the Vulcan grip.
That's the
Vulcan
you're supposed
grip.
to. You have to pass out.
Oh.
You
After
get
how long? How long
Right,
does it?
every
Oh,
act.
yeah. Okay.
Ready? When I do that, I am unstoppable. Because I am a Vulcan. My physique is 10 times the amount of yours. And I bleed green. Captain, I am experiencing some Vulcan emotion. I'm not used to this. Warning, warning, Will Robinson.
It's a different sci-fi series.
Excited?
I'm very excited.
I don't get CBS All Access. What am I going to do? I've got to calm down. I must go into Ponfar.
You're being a...
I'm in a Vulcan trance. Boom.
I just don't remember the Vulcans being in a trance.
Yeah, well, you didn't see Amic Time, the first episode of season 2 original series where Spock had to get his rocks off or he would die.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I was a fan of the Next Generation.
So, my dog's outside barking. I guess I should let my Vulcan dog in.
Yes.
All right, and then we'll do something.
Yes.